Go check your medicine cabinet right now. Look at all those expensive plastic bottles. Vitamins for your heart, supplements for your joints. You spend hundreds of dollars a year buying into the illusion of health. But the multi-billion-dollar supplement industry is keeping a massive secret. They are absolutely terrified you might discover the truth sitting right inside your refrigerator. We grew up trusting the system. We thought medicine only came from a pharmacy, but they hacked our reality. Welcome to Reality Glitch. The truth is, the cheapest, most ordinary foods in your grocery store are scientifically proven, powerful medicines. But here is the glitch. You have been preparing them completely wrong your entire adult life. By slicing, heating, or peeling them the wrong way, you are instantly destroying their medicinal value before you even take a bite. Today, we are permanently breaking the matrix. We are exposing 22 biohacks that turn ordinary kitchen food into potent medicine. Stop throwing the cure in the trash. Let's dive into the glitches. Number 1. Garlic. The 10-minute rule. Let's kick things off with a staple of every kitchen on Earth. You grab a clove of garlic, smash it, chop it up, and immediately throw it into a hot frying pan with some oil. Congratulations, you just completely destroyed the medicine. Garlic contains a highly potent, natural antibacterial and blood pressure-lowering compound called allicin. But allicin doesn't actually exist in a whole clove of garlic. It is only created when two separate chemicals inside the garlic mix together after the cell walls are crushed. If you throw minced garlic straight into a hot pan, the heat instantly kills the enzyme required to make allicin, leaving you with nothing but flavor. The glitch? Once you crush or chop your garlic, you must leave it alone on the cutting board for exactly 10 minutes. This gives the biochemical reaction time to happen. Once the allicin is fully formed, it becomes heat-resistant, and you can cook it without destroying its medicinal power. Number 2. Turmeric and black pepper, the 2000% boost. Turmeric is the golden child of the modern health world. Millions of people swallow expensive turmeric capsules every morning to fight joint pain and inflammation. But here is the reality glitch. Your liver absolutely hates turmeric. The active anti-inflammatory compound in turmeric is called curcumin. When you consume it, your liver instantly flags it as a foreign substance and completely filters it out of your body through a process called glucuronidation. Its bioavailability is practically zero, but nature left a back door in the code. If you add just a tiny pinch of black pepper to your turmeric, a compound in the pepper called piperine temporarily blocks your liver's filtration enzymes. This simple kitchen hack boosts the absorption of curcumin into your bloodstream by a staggering 2,000%. Without black pepper, your expensive turmeric supplement is just brightly colored dust. Number 3. Tomatoes and olive oil, the heat trigger. We all love a fresh, crisp slice of raw tomato on a sandwich or a salad. But if you are eating tomatoes for your heart or your prostate, eating them raw is a massive mistake. Tomatoes are famous for lycopene, a brutally powerful antioxidant. But in a raw tomato, the lycopene is firmly locked inside rigid, microscopic cellular walls. Your digestive system simply cannot break them down efficiently. To unlock the medicine, you have to trigger it with heat and fat. Cooking tomatoes down into a sauce completely destroys the cell walls, releasing the lycopene. Because lycopene is fat-soluble, it completely ignores water and will only absorb into your body if it attaches to a lipid. If you simmer your tomatoes in a healthy dose of real, extra virgin olive oil, you create the ultimate bioavailable medicine for your cardiovascular system. Number 4. Green tea and lemon, the catechin shield. Millions of Americans switched from coffee to green tea, hoping to flood their bodies with its legendary antioxidants, known as catechins. But the human digestive tract is a hostile environment. By the time you swallow your green tea, the alkaline environment of your small intestine aggressively attacks and destroys over 80% of those delicate catechins before they can ever reach your bloodstream. You are drinking colored hot water. The glitch to fix this is sitting right in your fruit bowl. Squeezing a wedge of fresh lemon into your green tea completely changes the game. The ascorbic and citric acid from the lemon creates an acidic shield around the catechins, protecting them from your digestive enzymes and increasing their absorption into your body by up to 5 times. Number 5. Leftover rice and potatoes. The resistant starch hack. If you are over 40, you probably fear the carbohydrate coma. A piping hot baked potato or a steaming bowl of white rice is a glycemic nightmare. It hits your stomach, instantly turns into glucose, and spikes your blood sugar and insulin through the roof, leading to fat storage and lethargy. But what if I told you that you could hack the molecular structure of that potato? Cook your rice or potatoes normally, but instead of eating them hot, put them in the refrigerator for 24 hours. As the food cools down, the starches undergo a process called retrogradation. They literally change their physical shape and turn into something called resistant starch type 3. When you eat it the next day, even if you reheat it, that starch resists human digestion. It bypasses your stomach and goes straight to your lower intestine, where it acts as a powerful prebiotic, feeding your good bacteria without spiking your blood sugar at all. I want you to test this matrix glitch yourself. Make some rice, cool it overnight, and eat it tomorrow. Tell me in the comments down below if you notice the complete lack of a blood sugar crash. Let's see how many of you can hack your own biology this week. Number 6. Broccoli and mustard powder. The sulforaphane resurrection. Broccoli is arguably the healthiest vegetable on the planet because of a legendary detoxifying compound called sulforaphane. It acts as a cellular defense system. But there is a tragic irony here. The exact process of cooking broccoli destroys the specific enzyme myrosinase that your body needs to actually produce sulforaphane. You boil or steam your broccoli and the medicine dies, but you can resurrect it. Mustard powder comes from the exact same botanical family as broccoli, and raw mustard powder is absolutely packed with living myrosinase. If you take your fully cooked, steaming bowl of broccoli and simply sprinkle a tiny pinch of dry mustard powder over the top, the enzymes in the mustard react with the broccoli and instantly reactivate the sulforaphane production. It is literal culinary necromancy. Number 7. Apples with the skin, the muscle saver. Think back to the 1980s and 90s. We all used to carefully peel apples with a paring knife before giving them to our kids, thinking we were being civilized and refined. We threw the skins straight into the garbage. We were literally throwing away the cure for aging. As we get older, particularly past the age of 50, our bodies begin to suffer from sarcopenia, which is the natural age-related loss of muscle mass and weakness. The skin of an apple contains a massive concentration of a miracle compound called ursolic acid. Clinical studies have shown that ursolic acid actively turns off the specific genes that cause muscle atrophy, while simultaneously stimulating the production of brown fat, which burns away stubborn white belly fat. Peeling an apple before you eat it is an absolute crime against your own anatomy. Wash it thoroughly and eat the damn peel. Number 8. Flax seeds, the grinder rule. You go to the health food store, buy a bag of organic whole flax seeds, and confidently sprinkle them over your morning oatmeal or yogurt. You think you are getting a massive dose of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids for your brain and joints. Reality glitch. You are just paying for expensive bird seed. The outer shell of a flax seed is made of an incredibly resilient cellulose matrix. It is so tough that the hydrochloric acid in the human stomach cannot dissolve it. If you eat whole flax seeds, they will travel through your entire digestive system and exit your body completely intact, taking all of their expensive omega-3s with them. To unlock the medicine, you must mechanically destroy the shell. Buy whole seeds to keep the oils fresh, but run them through a cheap coffee grinder for 10 seconds right before you eat them. Number 9. Onions. Don't peel too deep. Onions are nature's ultimate antihistamine and cardiovascular protector, thanks to an insanely powerful flavonoid called quercetin. Quercetin naturally thins the blood, lowers blood pressure, and fights off allergies. Because the onion plant produces quercetin specifically to protect itself from the sun's ultraviolet rays, almost the entirety of this chemical is concentrated in the absolute outermost layers of the vegetable. When you prepare dinner, you naturally pull off the dry, papery skin. But then, to make things perfectly clean, you peel off the first 1 or 2 thick, fleshy layers of the onion and throw them in the trash. By doing that, you just threw away up to 50% of the total medicinal value of the onion. Stop peeling so deep. Take off the dry paper and leave the medicine on the cutting board. Number 10. Coffee and cinnamon, the insulin buffer. For millions of us, the day doesn't start until that first cup of black coffee. But if you struggle with prediabetes or stubborn weight gain, that morning jolt of caffeine triggers a massive release of cortisol, which in turn causes your liver to dump glucose into your blood. You get an insulin spike before you've even eaten breakfast. You can hack this daily ritual by utilizing your spice rack. Before you brew your coffee, mix half a teaspoon of real Ceylon cinnamon directly into the coffee grounds. As the hot water extracts the coffee, it also extracts the potent polyphenols from the cinnamon. These specific polyphenols actively mimic the behavior of insulin in your body, acting as a buffer that dramatically smooths out the blood sugar spike. You get all the energy of the caffeine without the metabolic damage. Number 11. Soaking oats and nuts, the phytic acid escape. We have been sold the illusion that a bowl of oatmeal topped with raw almonds and walnuts is the ultimate heart-healthy breakfast. It is packed with iron, zinc, magnesium, and calcium. But you are eating it completely in vain. Grains and nuts survive in nature by locking up their minerals inside a protective vault called phytic acid. When you eat raw nuts or instant oatmeal, the phytic acid binds to those essential minerals, forming an impenetrable complex that your intestines cannot absorb. You are eating iron, but your body isn't getting it. The escape code is incredibly simple: water and time. If you soak your oats and nuts overnight in a bowl of water with just a single drop of lemon juice, the slightly acidic moisture awakens a dormant enzyme called phytase. This enzyme acts like a microscopic key, breaking open the phytic acid vault and releasing all the trapped minerals so your body can actually use them the next morning. If you are just now realizing that you have been preparing your food wrong for your entire adult life, you need to take the red pill and hit that subscribe button right now. We are exactly halfway through the matrix, and I promise you, the next 11 biohacks are going to permanently change the way you look at your kitchen. Number 12. Dark chocolate and almonds, the cardiovascular shield. We have all heard the incredible news that dark chocolate is actually good for your heart. It contains highly active plant compounds called cocoa flavonoids that help keep your blood vessels elastic. But on its own, it is only fighting half the battle against heart disease. The real danger to your arteries isn't just cholesterol. It is specifically oxidized LDL cholesterol, which is what builds up into hard plaque. To stop this oxidation, you need vitamin E. Almonds happen to be packed with alpha-tocopherol, the most potent form of vitamin E. When you eat a piece of high-quality dark chocolate simultaneously with a handful of raw almonds, you create a biological synergy. The vitamin E from the nuts acts as a shield, violently amplifying the antioxidant power of the chocolate in your bloodstream. You are taking 2 delicious snacks and combining them into a clinical-grade weapon against arterial plaque. Number 13. Carrots and fat, the vitamin A unlock. Think back to every terrible diet fad of the last 40 years. People forced themselves to snack on dry, raw carrot sticks to lose weight and get their vitamins. They chewed on them like rabbits, completely unaware that their bodies were absorbing almost nothing. Carrots are loaded with beta-carotene, which your body desperately needs to create vitamin A to protect your aging eyesight. The massive reality glitch here is that beta-carotene is entirely fat-soluble. It is hydrophobic, meaning it completely ignores water. If you eat a dry carrot on an empty stomach, your digestive system will absorb less than 5% of those crucial vitamins. To unlock the medicine, your intestines require the presence of dietary fat to form microscopic carriers called micelles, which transport the vitamins across your intestinal wall. If you want to save your eyesight, you must eat your carrots with a spoonful of full-fat sour cream, a handful of walnuts, or a heavy drizzle of olive oil. Number 14. Watermelon seeds. The zinc mine. Big agriculture convinced the modern consumer that convenience is king, so they genetically bred the seeds out of our fruit. We now happily pay extra for seedless watermelons, completely oblivious to the fact that we let them steal the most nutritionally dense part of the plant. For men over the age of 45, zinc is arguably the most critical mineral for maintaining healthy testosterone levels and protecting the prostate gland. Magnesium is equally vital for preventing muscle cramps and protecting the heart. The black seeds inside a traditional watermelon are an absolute gold mine of both of these minerals. Instead of spitting them out or buying sterile, engineered fruit, keep the seeds. Rinse them off, toss them in a little olive oil and salt, and roast them in the oven. You get a cheap, crunchy snack that functions exactly like a premium men's daily multivitamin. Number 15. Yogurt. Don't drain the liquid. This one is going to hit close to home. You open a fresh tub of expensive Greek yogurt, peel back the foil lid, and see a pool of cloudy, yellowish water sitting on top. Your instinct is immediately to carry it over to the sink and pour that liquid down the drain before you eat the solid yogurt underneath. Stop doing this immediately. That liquid is not separated water, it is pure, acidic dairy whey. It is packed with highly soluble whey protein, massive amounts of bone-building calcium and potassium, which is essential for regulating your blood pressure. Supplement companies literally dry out that exact liquid, put it in massive plastic jugs, and sell it to gym goers for $60 a pop as whey protein powder. You are pouring liquid gold down the drain simply because it looks a little strange. Take your spoon and stir it back in. I want you to be totally honest with me right now. Drop down into the comments and confess. How many gallons of pure whey protein do you think you have poured down the kitchen sink over your lifetime? Don't worry, I used to do it too. Number 16. Green bananas, the gut medicine. We are conditioned to wait for fruit to perfectly ripen. We leave bananas on the counter until they are bright yellow and covered in little brown sugar spots. At that stage, a banana is essentially just a stick of natural candy. The enzymes have converted all the complex starches into simple glucose and fructose. It tastes great, but it has zero medicinal value for your gut. The glitch is in the timing. If you eat a banana when it is still slightly underripe and visibly green, it is composed almost entirely of type 2 resistant starch. Instead of turning into sugar in your blood, this green starch travels intact to your colon. There, it serves as the ultimate food source for your healthy gut bacteria, which in turn produce butyric acid, a miraculous short-chain fatty acid that reduces inflammation in the gut and protects against colon cancer. Eat the yellow ones for dessert, but eat the green ones for medicine. Number 17. Spinach, the oxalate trap. Popeye taught us that eating spinach would give us instant iron and superhuman strength. And while spinach is packed with iron and calcium, throwing massive handfuls of raw baby spinach into your morning smoothie is actually doing terrible damage to your kidneys. Raw spinach is overloaded with oxalic acid. When you consume oxalates, they aggressively bind to calcium and iron in your digestive tract, forming microscopic, razor-sharp crystals that your body cannot use. Over time, these crystals accumulate in your kidneys, forming incredibly painful kidney stones. You are eating iron, but the oxalates are holding it hostage. The biohack is brilliantly simple. Heat. Quickly blanching or steaming your spinach for just 2 minutes destroys the cellular structure and leaches up to 80% of the oxalates out into the cooking water. Your body finally gets access to the iron, and your kidneys stay safe. Number 18. Honey, the boiling point. Raw honey is one of the oldest medicines in human history. It contains living enzymes like glucose oxidase, which naturally produces hydrogen peroxide, giving the honey incredible antibacterial and throat-soothing properties. But Big T has tricked us into destroying it. When you feel a cold coming on, you naturally brew a cup of boiling hot tea and instantly stir a massive spoonful of raw honey directly into the steaming mug. Reality glitch. You just murdered the medicine. The living enzymes in honey are incredibly fragile. If they are exposed to temperatures higher than 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 degrees Celsius, their protein structures permanently denature and die. Your expensive medicinal raw honey is instantly converted into nothing more than a bowl of expensive liquid sugar. If you want the medicine, eat the honey raw off a spoon and then take a sip of your warm tea. Number 19. Sauerkraut, the fermentation miracle. When winter hits and flu season begins, people rush to the pharmacy to drop $50 on synthetic vitamin C tablets and expensive probiotic pills. Big Pharma loves this time of year. Meanwhile, the ultimate cure is sitting in a cheap glass jar in the supermarket deli aisle. When ordinary cabbage is submerged in salt water, wild lactic acid bacteria begin to aggressively ferment it. This process, called lactofermentation, essentially pre-digests the cabbage. The bacteria break down the tough cellular walls and chemically synthesize massive amounts of highly bioavailable vitamin C, along with a complex profile of B vitamins. Even better, a single forkful of unpasteurized sauerkraut contains more living, beneficial probiotic bacteria than an entire bottle of expensive pharmacy supplements. It is an immune-boosting bomb that costs pennies to make. Number 20. Ginger, fresh versus dried. If you suffer from age-related joint pain or arthritis, pay very close attention to this glitch. We all know ginger is healthy. Most people buy fresh ginger root to grate into hot water to soothe an upset stomach or fight off nausea. Fresh ginger is packed with a chemical called gingerol, which is great for digestion. But if you want to fight severe, chronic inflammation in your joints, fresh ginger isn't strong enough. You need to go to your spice cabinet and grab the cheap, dried ginger powder. When ginger is dehydrated, the gingerol loses a water molecule and chemically transforms into an entirely new compound called shogaol. Clinical studies have proven that shogaol is significantly more potent at penetrating your cellular receptors and shutting down the biochemical pathways that cause arthritis pain. Fresh is for your stomach. Dried is for your knees. Number 21. Kiwi, the hairy glitch. Kiwis are fantastic sources of vitamin C, but the way we eat them is completely flawed. We cut them in half and scoop out the bright green flesh with a spoon, or we painstakingly peel off the fuzzy brown skin and throw it in the trash. Nature designed that skin to be eaten. It is completely edible, and by throwing it away, you are throwing away 50% of the fruit's entire fiber content, along with a massive concentration of vitamin E and folate that protects your stomach lining. The texture can be a little off-putting, but the hack is incredibly simple. Run the kiwi under cold water and gently scrub it with a clean kitchen sponge or a paper towel. The harsh hairs will wash right off, leaving you with a smooth, thin, nutrient-dense skin that you can bite right into like an apple. Number 22. Bone broth, the vinegar extractor. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate anti-aging matrix glitch. Supplement companies make absolute fortunes selling you tubs of hydrolyzed collagen peptides and calcium pills for $50 a month, promising to lubricate your stiff joints and strengthen your aging bones. You can make a superior version of this medicine in your own kitchen using the garbage left over from your Sunday roast, but simmering chicken or beef bones in plain water isn't enough. The calcium and collagen matrix inside the bones is incredibly stubborn. Plain water doesn't have the chemical power to break it down. The glitch? Add 1 tablespoon of cheap apple cider vinegar to the pot before you start simmering. The acetic acid in the vinegar dramatically lowers the pH of the water, aggressively dissolving the solid calcium salts and pulling the rich, joint-healing collagen straight out of the bone and into the broth. You are turning kitchen scraps into premium, pharmaceutical-grade joint medicine for the cost of a single spoonful of vinegar. And there you have it. 22 ways to turn your grocery receipt into a prescription pad. Now you have a choice. You can close this video, go back to paying $60 for colored dust, pouring liquid gold down the sink, and funding a pharmaceutical CEO's third yacht. Or you can take the red pill. If you are ready to outsmart the system and keep your money in your wallet, hit subscribe and ring the bell to join Reality Glitch. But before you leave, drop into the comments and confess. Which of these 22 mistakes made you realize you've been cooking like a rookie for the last 40 years? I'll be reading your answers. Stay sharp, and I will see you in the next one.